Yo, depending on how much this bad boy is used, that battery has probably gotten weaker and weaker. So let's remedy that. First, we start by pulling off the bottom cover from the edge of the controller handle, which is simple. When you lift the bottom edge, you'll notice a small screw, which I have already removed, but there will be a small screw at the bottom of each handle that has to be removed. Next, we need to remove the L1 and R1 shoulder buttons above the triggers. They can be popped off with a flathead screwdriver or any flat tool that you can stick in between the buttons. We want to lift up and forwards on the L1 and R1 buttons right under where we see the print, the letters and numbers. Once removed, you will see a small screw under these buttons that you will need to take out, and these are already removed. At the bottom of the controller around the headphone jack, we will need to lift up these latches that are hooked on. We just lift above these a little slightly. We don't need to put a lot of pressure in this area, but it's an important area. Now, we will pry into the sides of the controller to take apart the front and the back. Apply a little pressure and it's parted. When we flip over the controller, we will see the weak and probably dead battery plugged in. And it's easy to remove the plug from its socket with a little wiggle, but notice the order of the color of the wires. We have black, white, and red, top to bottom. Since the battery is dead, we're just gonna clip the wires from the battery, as shown here. Also, if we want to just replace the battery, this would be the way to go. It's easier. Now, shave off the tips of the white and red wires. Twist the exposing tips together pretty good and tight. Make sure they blend with each other. Cover them up with some protector or electrical tape or similar. Cover the black wire tip too. Remember, the black wire is at the top, followed by the white and the red at the bottom. That's the order. That's how it needs to be plugged in. Put the controller back together. For an easy snap back together, align the top to the back plate, straighten evenly over the triggers first, and then press the top area together. Then, once we start pressing along the rest of the controller, it will snap back together easily. Put the L1 and R1 buttons back in, like in the direction we took them out before. They just snap back into place. We could leave the screws off for now, just in case we have another reason to quickly open it back up or something. That's just a thing I do. Otherwise, we can put the screws back in and close it the same way we opened it. Don't forget the latches under the thumbsticks around the headphone jack. For PC users and others that aren't using a console, it really doesn't matter too much, except that if you want to go the easy route, USB 4 standard is the way to go, since it contains the majority of features and is backwards compatible. But any USB-C cable that's carrying data and power is what we want. You can use USB-C to USB-A also, USB-A being the rectangular input. Now don't forget to set your speakers back to the default speakers, because DualSense will auto switch the speaker in the controller and you may not have any sound wondering what happened. You can go to the bottom right corner of your screen on the taskbar where your speaker icon is, right click and go to sounds. On the playback tab, go to your main speaker, right click it and make sure it's your default once again. Do the same in the recording tab, just in case. If you don't use the controller speaker, you can right click that and disable it. And it's really that simple. Now you have a straight plug-in without having to worry about that weak battery that you have to charge up every hour or so, because over time it diminishes pretty hard. After maybe about 3 or so years. I mean, it really all depends on how you use your controller, how often you use it. So this is a much better way to save you that drama until you decide to either buy another type of controller or buy another version with a better battery or just replace the battery yourself. But either way, this will save you a lot of time and you can connect directly and start playing your favorite games right away. And that's what we want to do. All right, this is PDElite Gaming, and you know how we do here. I appreciate you all watching and hope you all got something out of that. Hopefully it was helpful to you all, because that's what we're here to do. PDG, and I holla.
Viewers, don't forget to like this video, comment on it below, share it with others, and most of all, subscribe. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
It's too big.
To neutralize hostile furball.
Hang in there, folks! I'm coming!
Seekerpede's flight stabilizer should be on its back. If I can get up there and hit it, I can bring the whole thing down. Gotta hit the flight stabilizer. There's the flight stabilizer.